Alright, I think it's safe to say that 3DConnexion are the market leaders and absolute dominant in the peripheral and device space for 3D CAD professionals and engineering users. And just to reaffirm that position, they've launched yet another product in the Cad Mouse lineup. It's the 3DConnexion CadMouse Pro Wireless. So if it looks familiar, it's probably because it is. It follows the same design language and form factor as the other CAD mice in the lineup, but it patches a hole that they felt needed patched, mate. So the first CAD mouse that they launched was the full-size CAD mouse, same size as this, but it was hard cabled. Then later on, they released the lot smaller than this CadMouse Wireless, which is a more compact mobile mouse. And then recently, they've launched this, which is the full-size CadMouse Pro Wireless with the wireless receiver. So in this video, we're going to take a look at this, talk about the specs and whether or not it's any good and whether it's worth buying, I guess. Whether it's worth buying. Of course it's pretty worth buying. Kind of goes without saying at this point. Right, mate, we're going to keep this brief because the last time I did a CAD mouse review, I ended up going balls deep into the software picks and clicks and the API calls and all that kind of stuff, and it ended up being 20 minutes long, and not too many people appreciated that, which is fair enough. So yeah, we're going to keep this brief. So it follows the same design language. It's got the same layout as the original CAD mouse wired. So it's got your 7 buttons. It's got your quick zoom buttons on the left-hand side where your thumb goes, which doubles up as sort of forward and back in a web browser. So those are your first 2 buttons. Left button, the main selling point for this mouse, which is the dedicated middle button. So left button, middle button, right button. You've got your scroll wheel, which is a smart scroll, so you can sort of flick it and it'll sort of, software will take over and it'll do like an automatic zoom or an automatic scroll. And then you've got your middle button press. You've got your radial button on the top, which calls in the drivers a radial menu, like a marking menu where you've got quadrants with commands in each quadrant, so you can call that up using the radial button. Yeah, that's your 7 buttons. So yeah, that follows the same design as the original CAD mouse. So I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Design layout. On the front of the mouse, you've got, and this is quite disappointing to see, I did mention this a couple of years ago, which even then it was a thing that should have started changing, and that is the micro USB charging cable on the front. I know it doesn't really make any difference having USB-C. It's not going to give this any more functionality. It is purely just a charging port after all, but it would have been nice to see more manufacturers moving over to USB-C, especially in 2019 and at this price point. So yeah, speaking of the port, that is one of the 3 ways that you can use this mouse. So you can use it wired and charging at the same time, or you can pair it to your PC using low-powered Bluetooth, or you can use and most people will use the provided 3DConnexion 2.4 GHz wireless receiver. So 3 ways of using this. If you are using it wired and you've got it plugged up via the micro USB to a USB port, it will charge, and 3DConnexion say that you'll get a day's worth of charge from 2 minutes of charging, with 7 hours to full charge from empty. The battery itself is 1100 milliamp hours, and they say it's rated to 3 months of usage, which is just mind-boggling, but I can vouch for that. Using the other 3DConnexion wired devices, the batteries just go on forever. So even if you're not using the device all that frequently, I imagine 3 months may turn into several months. But yeah, I think another thing that gets overlooked with devices like this, especially if you're not really buying it and the company's buying it for you, is you do get 3 years warranty with this, which is, that's not to be sniffed at, mate. That is really impressive. So 3 years warranty for a product like this is brilliant. That really is good, and it's needed as well, because unfortunately the first generation CAD mouse did have issues with the button actuators. I had 3 of the original CAD mice wired versions, and all 3 of them failed with the button actuator problem. Left clicks wouldn't register, right clicks wouldn't register on all 3 of them. So I got in touch with 3DConnexion and said, hey, what's up with that? Why is this happening? And they said, yes, there was an issue with early stock of the CAD mice, which is disappointing to see that there's that many out there with dodgy actuators, but they have addressed it in this release, and these buttons are tested to 50 million clicks per button. I ain't about to test that, mate. I'm just gonna have to take the word for it. The sensor is 7200 DPI, and they've been a bit naughty on the specs on their website actually, because they advertise this as a 1000 Hz polling rate, which is true when it's wired to USB, but it's a wireless mouse. That's like the selling point for this. It's the CadMouse Pro Wireless, so advertising it at the polling rate whilst wired is a bit naughty. It's 125 Hz polling rate when wireless, which, to be honest, I mean, either way, personally, I don't really care what the polling rate is, as long as it goes where I pointed and clicks where I click it. Don't care either way. It weighs 140 grams, which is, it's like a reliable, it's confidence inspiring amount of weight. So it's not too heavy and it's not too light. And in the box, it comes with a carry case as well, which is most welcome, to be honest. It would have been easy for them to try and nickel and dime me out of buying this from their store, but I think most of the 3DConnexion wireless products come with a carry case, which is, I mean, it's just a pretty generic black carry case, but it's pretty strong. It'll protect the mouse in your bag when it's piled under a ton of other stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it, mate. I mean, it's a safe formula at this point, the CadMouse Pro Wireless. If you've already got the first generation CadMouse wired and you're looking for an upgrade, functionally it is identical, but it will be slightly higher quality because the buttons have been upgraded. Yeah, if you're looking for a new mouse and you don't have a CadMouse, I recommend it. It's probably not going to be the best for gaming, but for work, especially coupled up with the 3DConnexion mouse pad, it's just a joy to use. It's smooth, it's reliable when the buttons are working anyway. And yeah, 3DConnexion CadMouse Pro Wireless, mate. Links in the description. All right then, thanks very much to 3DConnexion for sending that out. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do the like thing. If you didn't, do the dislike thing, the subscribe thing. If you can buy this on Amazon, I'll put my associate links in the description of the video as well. And yeah, I think that's all I've got. Cheers. See you in the next one. Toodles.